Whoops, I was going to play my intro, but then I totally forgot I was here. So let's do the intro. This is second channel. It's just complete amateur hour. Not prepared. Just sitting there looking like a fucking asshole before I play my intro. That's how it goes. But welcome to the Saturday stream. For you guys, if this is your first time over here on this channel, maybe you didn't even know it existed, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe over here as well. Every single month with the top tier supporters over on Patreon and my channel members on my main channel, Ryan Kinel RK Outpost, we do this stream. And it's an opportunity for them to speak, for you to get to know them, for them to get a little more exposure for your channels because, if these guys are here each and every month, they're part of the reason why I can succeed. I want you to help them succeed too. So that's kind of the reason that we do these things. So you're going to get to see them in a little bit here, just like we do every single month. It's the May supporter stream, even though it's June, because I was so fucking busy in May, just like April, that we had to push it back a week. But that's just kind of how it goes. We already got 100 people here in chat, though, so let's say hi to everybody. John Parson is here. Flaccid Phoenix is here, and his PC just crashed, and hopefully he'll come back to here where he's supposed to be. Trey Courtney, Wartooth, Icon Alice, Guts the Black Swordsman, Mike Jackson, Joe Bob Tarhill. We all make mistakes. That's true. I do make mistakes from time to time. Todd Packer, Trey Courtney. But Todd Packer asked, did I fall in love with Alex Jones? I did not. It was not a love story between me and Alex Jones. It started off as a love story between Alex Jones and Az, and then it evolved into a romantic relationship with Alex Jones and Salty Cracker. We all got exposed to that. It is Pride Month, so Alex was very forthright about his homosexual relations that he's had with Salty Cracker and many others. So shout out to Alex, stunning and brave. Raptors, Fox is in the chat. Biggles is in the chat. Trey Courtney again. R. Delacroix is here. Spirian is here. Jared Bowman. Jens Jorgensen. Shout out to everybody for coming over here. Again, if it's your first time on the channel, make sure to subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. Patty says, well, I guess that's an actual chat in here. I'm not. Type it in that way. Again, this is amateur hour over here for RK Outpost. We're just running and gunning. A. Marcellus, real quick, for a $5 super chat, says, Obi-Wan Kenobi name drop Quinlan Voss. Disney's about to ruin one of the coolest Jedi. His expanded universe Dark Horse comics were amazing. Spoiler alert. Dave Filoni already ruined Quinlan Voss. He's already in Disney canon, ruined. They've already overwritten a lot of what he did in a canon novel and in his appearance in Dave Filoni's work. So that's already long gone. It's not surprising they name dropped him because that's just what they do. But with no further ado, let's bring out some of the channel members, some of the patrons, some of the supporters. Ubuntu, what's up, man? He's muted. I didn't give him any warning.
Yeah, sorry. I was muted so that you didn't hear my cat screaming in the background when you brought me in, because he was yelling and I had bells gonging because I'm right downtown. No, I just saw that apparently the prequel memes Twitter accounts bitching that the audience gave Kenobi a 56%.
Yeah, they're so mad because they've been gaslit by Star Wars to think that it's because of racism. When in reality, it's just because people don't like Disney's dog shit product. But I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about Obi-Wan today and the response to it. But here we go. We had another person to add to the stream. Arcasul, what's up, man?
What's going on, everyone? How you doing?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic.
Well, that's good to hear. How you doing, Ubuntu?
No, not too bad. How about you?
I'm all right. I'm glad to be here.
Well,
there we go. And now we're going to bring in someone who was having a few issues with StreamYard. We're going to see if he's ready to come in. Patty, what's up, man? Can you hear me, Patty? I can hear you, Ubuntu. Like, the cops are coming for Ubuntu.
Oh, shit. Yeah, my bad.
Like, they're about to get him. I think Patty might be having some audio issues. So we're going to put Patty back in the back. We're going to see. I don't know what's going on. He probably has too good of equipment for StreamYard. But we're going to bring in somebody else who I believe, I don't know if this is his first appearance on this stream or not, But I just saw this guy not too long ago. Ruben Christopher Haynes. How's it going, brother?
Very good, very well. How you are? Glad to be here, and glad to see everybody.
Yeah, it's good to have you, man. It's always good for new people to join. We've actually got a lot of people that could potentially be joining today, which is good. Just means we're continuing to grow this fellowship over here. So good to see you, my friend. Someone who is on nearly every single one of these streams, even when he's on vacation. Biggles Metz, what's up, man?
Hi, everybody. You might hear a yelling 7-year-old in the other room about Fortnite. Sorry about that. I can't help anything. But yeah, I've just been pissing off Jeremy Stans on the internet with that cancel Jeremy hashtag, which is hilarious. People are like, you're just a social justice warrior programmed to say all these things. And I was like, clearly you don't know who I am. And then it gets really fun trolling Jeremy Stans.
Yeah, well, the fact that Jeremy has any stands is shameful. Like the fact that there's anyone dedicated to defending Jeremy on the internet is very shameful for them. So I'm glad someone's fighting the good fight.
Yeah,
Jeremy left his hat off for the stream with Alex Jones.
It was
weird.
clearly a wig.
Yeah,
He's bald.
It was canned hair from what I could tell, because hair that red doesn't get that straight and that slicked back. I'm sorry. You need glorious Aryan hair like I have.
Oh no.
Like Chris and Liam's Hemsworth. It just falls straight the fuck down, and I can't do anything else with it with how long it is.
I think here we go. This is a really bad look at it. Real quick before we introduce the rest of our guests. Look at this hair.
It's
so funny. It's so funny.
I told Jeremy that I thought he looked like a divorced dad going to a custody hearing, right?
Oh, perfect.
That's what it reminded me of when I saw Jeremy get his hair all nice and done up and everything. But as soon as Alex Jones left, he was back to normal, put on the hat.
I can understand why I'd want to hide the extra large grill on my forehead too.
Well, I have told Jeremy for a long time, people think he wears the hat because he's bald, but in reality, his actual hair is much more embarrassing. So, but also for the first time here on this stream, we have the man whose name I've been correctly pronouncing ever since I first saw him, Mazit Wizard. What's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
It's going good, dude. Thanks for being here.
So
it's Aqua Teen's Hunger Force, right?
that is correct. Yes. Okay. So there's an episode where Meatwad is trying to talk black. So he just comes in talking, yo, it's me, Mazit Wizard. And I thought it was hilarious about 2000, back in 2000. So I made that my gamer tag, and now I use that for
awesome.
Every sock account that I have.
That's such a crazy origin story for a screen name, but I feel like that's how most of them start. It's just one random thing that you got attached to when you were 13 that you watched 2 hours before you got your first Xbox, and that's what you decided to use for your entire online profile.
That's what I did with my first one. I remember the first shitty live-action G.I. Joe movie they called Snake Eyes a Zen Master. That's what I latched onto. So Zen Master and then my favorite numbers.
There you
was
go.
The first one.
And we also have someone else fresh from rebooting his computer. Hopefully it got all its updates. Maybe Windows 11 now. Flaccid Phoenix, what's up, man?
Hey, yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Actually, you know what? I think I do know what happened. It was because I didn't put the proper symbol up for Pride Passion. That's why.
There we go.
I've updated now. Hopefully my computer will work properly. So
now you are an ally.
Yeah.
And we are proud of you.
Well, speaking of, somebody made me a Pride Month profile picture that I've been debating.
I saw that.
I've been debating whether or not to actually change my profile picture to this.
Do it.
But I don't know how many people will not understand.
Do it live.
It'd be hilarious, and all the people that defend you will betray you. Be like, "How dare you? You're just doing this for the month of June," and you could be like, "Yep, that's all it is."
Yep.
Yeah,
Pride month sellout.
reasoning.
1 month sellout. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it yet or not. But I'm seriously
You gotta make that
considering.
happen.
Embrace the
seriously
troll,
considering
it.
Ryan. Embrace the troll.
I will at least save it. I will at least save it.
Elon Musk would do it.
And I
he
will
would.
upload
Yeah.
it to here. We'll test it out here. Let's do my audio avatar. Let's see, what do we got? What did I just save it as? Okay. I'm so my files are so disorganized.
You know, the only files that are organized on my PC are my mod files for my video games. It's about the only ones I give a shit about organizing so that I know exactly where they are.
Absolutely, you have to have those organized.
Everything
How
else
could
is
you
pretty
function
I've
fucked.
got
without
to
it?
have my Skyrim titty mods, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see. I think I've got the right one selected. There we go.
Not bad.
It's
There we go.
Pride Month. That's what my Twitter avatar will look like if I change it.
It looks
Looks
good.
White. It
I
looks
mean,
just white
it's
to me. I don't
clean.
see anything else. Oh, there we go. Now it's popping up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to seriously consider doing this. So we'll see what happens. But now I do see Patty's back. He's been popping in and out a little bit. Let's see if he's ready to come in. Patty, can you hear us?
It's finally working now.
Ah, ha, ha, he
All I
got
had
it.
to do was
Nice.
reset the damn computer. Ugh.
It's a common theme today, apparently. So again, you should probably, like Flash of Phoenix did, switch your avatar to gay, and you'll be fine. Because it's June.
Well, I am gay. Well, transgender, I would assume.
Well, that's true. If that is going to be your avatar, like, oh shit, look
Oh,
at Rubens.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay, Gruber.
There you go.
They say to me all the time, "Boomer," because I am the oldest person here. So I'll just say, "Okay, Groomer."
I don't know. I'm up there.
I'm not the oldest person here. I'm 33, so I can't be the oldest.
I
Can't even
think
remember
it's
when I was in
me
my
or
30s.
Arkasul. I'm thinking it's me or Arkasul at the bottom of the totem pole on that
I'm
one.
actually 54, and I was there. Yeah, I know. I was there the very first opening day for Star Wars: The Original movie.
Oh God, I
I
can't
was-
even.
I'm 48.
I
in the
can't even
audience.
imagine being there, man. I wish.
If I c- no,
I
let me
saw-
see- do you mind if I tell you the story? 1 minute story,
Yeah,
Brian?
go for it. 100%.
So basically, what happened is, growing up, it was movies were very, very cheap back then. It was like $1.75. It was 9 years old, and I lived in the city. My dad was in the Navy, so he was semi-retired. He was going off to Iraq War. That conflict, 77 through 80. He was out over there. But his best friend, one of his best friends, owned a movie theater. So for all the years growing up, I was able to watch all these wonderful movies that you've ever heard of growing up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, practically for nothing. We just walked into theater, he saw us there, let us watch whatever we wanted to watch. Didn't let us watch the women prison movies, but we watched everything else. But Star Wars was important. We sat there, and to be a 9-year-old kid sitting there, not knowing what this is, it's all a buzz. Everyone's hearing about it on TV because there's no internet or nothing. And just sit there and to see the crawl come up a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I went, okay. And then the music hit you, and it was like I was in the zone. It just blew me away. The music, the cinematography, the story blew me away as a 9-year-old kid. And again, I went into music after that as myself, but I love science too, and I love to explore. I love to read. So these movies mean things to certain people, and for me, it was the first spark of wanting to know this music's so wonderful. It fits the narrative. Space is something I want to explore because we are natural explorers. We go and travel. And that experience has changed my life. And I've been there. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Close Encounters, Jaws, I was there. All these movies that are classics, I was there. And I'm so blessed to have grown up in that time.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty great time to be going to the theater that often and seeing those things in the late 70s, early 80s, even into the early 90s.
Yeah.
And the thing that has brought me back to that era over the past couple weeks has definitely been Top Gun, because watching Top Gun Maverick in a theater, going back to this very old school type of storytelling where they're not sitting there. It's not to say that they're not trying to maybe surprise you or shock you or anything like that, because there's definitely, they want shocking moments, but they're not going in there with the specific desire to subvert your expectations.
Right.
You know, they actually want your expectations to be fulfilled when you walk into the theater, when you walk in to see something from an established franchise. So I love Top Gun Maverick, and it reminded me of that kind of just old school type of stories that we're missing from today's entertainment.
And that's what I did with when we in Top Gun, the original came out. It was 86. I was my senior year in high school. My father took all three boys, myself, my two younger brothers came with me, and we all watched together. My dad was in the Navy 24 years. We actually were stationed at Miramar between 69 and 70 and 75, 77. We were there in California. And again, he takes pride in anytime he sees a naval movie, or he analyzes it, and he just loves that stuff. And it was a really good bonding moment for a family. So that's the whole thing. And now people are experiencing it now. We have a good film out there that makes you feel proud of being an American, proud of being a man, proud of basically having a challenge and having to do something that you know you could fail. And that's people have to remember that not everything you do in life you're going to succeed. You will fail spectacularly in your life sometimes, but you have to get yourself up and keep pushing. And that's what I like about this movie.
Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. So thanks for joining us, Ruben. It's a cool story. I wish I had the same experience that you were able to in cinema with Star Wars. Right now, and I don't know where it's coming from. There's a weird background noise. I don't know if anybody else can hear that.
Is it a knocking noise?
I think it's Mr. Mazit Wazad.
Is it a buzzing noise?
Yeah, it's like I just muted you for a second. I think it is you, Mazit. I think it's like I don't know if there's a fan. I don't know if there's like
I'm turning my fan off. I have the fan on.
That might be what it is.
Where I live.
Oh, dude. So when I was in California, in San Diego, I was inland, so it was hot as shit. But also electricity is super fucking expensive there, so I didn't want to turn the AC on. It was 85 degrees in my room like often, and I was just absolutely dying because it's too expensive to keep yourself cool there in the middle of the summer.
It's why he was raging all the time.
One of the many reasons.
Now. He's less rage now.
One of the many reasons. But I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are pretty upset over what's going on in Disney Star Wars right now with Kenobi, which I want to get into that real quick. Heath Nation for $10 says, hello, Ryan and everyone in chat. I would have loved to be part of today's stream, but unfortunately, the ambassador cannot make it today. So I give this offering. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Thank you, Heath. Appreciate you, man. He was hanging with us a little bit before we got started, but he's got some friends and family over, it looks like, having a good time. So it's all good, buddy. But Kenobi, I want to talk about that because it's like we've gone in a time portal and we're 5 years ago. It's literally the same exact media hit pieces up on fans as we had during The Last Jedi. If you don't like it, it's because you're a racist. If you don't like it, it's because you hate women, blah, 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 blah. Like, Ubuntu, I don't know if you've been watching this at all.
Nope.
Or if you've been paying attention to any of the backlash.
I have watched the EFAP coverage of it so far. I've watched like you guys cover it, and just the things I'm hearing about it make me not want to watch it even more. Like the only thing Disney Star Wars I gave a chance was TFA, and then I never watched episode 8 or 9. And then I gave Mandalorian a chance because I saw the keys. The keys got me that time because I was like, oh, cool, space cowboys. Give it to me. That's all I could ever want, right? And after season 2, I checked out because I was like, it's meh. And I don't want meh from my Star Wars.
Yeah, well, meh is definitely a good way to describe it. And now we're getting worse than meh. Like Kenobi is definitively worse than meh, and we're getting insane reactions from so many people in the mainstream media. Now, there's still some background noise. I think it's coming from you,
That's a
Mazie.
weird distortion.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Do you hear like there's not like a plane going overhead of you or anything, is there?
Maybe it's my headphones. I could try taking the headphones out.
Maybe try that. Maybe
Now I
that's
can't
it.
hear.
Try that. Maybe that's it.
Can you hear me?
We can hear our echo.
We can hear you, but I can also hear the echo. So
Okay.
how about this? How about you put them in, and if you can just mute, and then when you talk, you can unmute. Then we'll be good to go.
All right.
So then we won't hear like the background
so, like
noise.
Gary and Ruben, I turned 48 next month. I'm a boomer. I might not know how to mute.
Oh no! So you all it is, it's just the little
I
there's a
see
little icon that's yeah. There it is.
Sorry. Found it. Am I
All
still
good, man.
making noises?
It's fine when you talk, but it's like when you're not talking, it's just like a weird background noise.
Yeah, there's like a distortion sound, like some electrical feedback or something like that.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and mute and unmute when I talk because I don't know what that might be.
Yeah. Technology is fucking retarded. We had Tuesday night's main event. We had like 3,000 or 4,000 people watching. We had to restart the stream because StreamYard's audio issues were so bad. So sometimes technology is just a bitch, unfortunately. And that's the way it is. But Arkasul, what have you seen from this backlash to Kenobi?
I have not seen the show. I think it's a 50-50 shot. I'm not going to watch it, or I might watch it just to see what everyone's talking about, because I don't really like to follow like in blind faith in things political or pop culture. So I like to I watched the first episode of Halo. I knew I was only interested for like the first minute. I was like, let's see what this is all about. And then I was like, okay, Lethal Lightning is correct. Epic Mike is correct. Lady Gravemaster is correct. It's just going to be trash. So I immediately just threw it in the bin and set it on fire. So I might give episode 1 a watch, but from what I have seen on social media, on Twitter, on YouTube, from all of the reviews, from everyone talking about it, I don't think I'm going to watch it because Anakin and Kenobi were like 2 of my favorite characters created from the Star Wars franchise. Like Old Ben from episode 4 was my favorite character from episode 4. And to see, and then Kenobi from episode 3 was my favorite prequel Kenobi. And to see the 2 greats, episode 3 and episode 4, and then what's in the middle, it's like a rancid jelly donut. So I don't think I'm going to watch it. And to see the I guess we could call it backlash from Star Wars and Lucasfilm trying to quote unquote protect an actress. If you cannot stand trolls throwing racist or sexist or misogynistic or just transphobic or whatever you want to say insults your way, then you don't need to be an actress. You don't need to be an actor. You don't even need to have a job, really, because you would never survive in the industrial construction world at all. So it's disappointing that they're doing this again, but I've come to expect it from Hollywood and from the media. I've come to expect it. So I might give it a chance, but then again, I probably won't give Disney any more of my money or any more of my time. But that's just my opinion. If you enjoyed the show, that's perfectly fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you got some sense of satisfaction from it, but it's just not for me anymore. I watched episode 7 in theaters with my brother, and we left the theater feeling like, what was that? That wasn't Star Wars.
That wasn't Star Wars.
Yeah, that wasn't the Star Wars that I grew up with. That was like, and I'm not even one of those that watched episode 4 in theaters, but I did watch episode 2 and episode 3 in theaters.
Yeah, like
And
I was
And
gonna
it's
agree with you.
just-
Coming off episode 3, 7 was not Star Wars.
No, it wasn't. And then I actually went and watched episode 8, and I was just like, nah, this ain't it. I'm done. And I was done with Star Wars from then on. I didn't watch Rebels. I didn't even pay attention to Star Wars, and so I kind of missed the beginning of like the FNT and the Geeks and Gamers and all of that, because that's like, and I missed the like how Jay got super big on his platform by exposing what Lucasfilm and Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy are doing. So because I just didn't care. So as soon as I saw like Star Wars in a headline, I'm like, I don't care. But then I started seeing it happen to other franchises the exact same way. Other franchises that I really liked, like Lord of the Rings and Halo and multitudes of others. I just say those two because those are the ones that have just happened. Well, Halo just happened, and Lord of the Rings is about to happen. And so it got me thinking. They've been doing this for decades. They did this with the Aragon movie back in 2006. Like, that was a trash movie that was just trying to ride the coattails of Lord of the Rings. I get that, but they swapped everything around to fit their diversity needs even back then. So it's been happening for decades, and it's amazing that I've just now recently put that together. That it's not just within the past 5 years. It's not just within the past 8 years. It's at least, I would say, 20 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it's happening to literally everything right now that we're watching. Mazit Wazad, as someone who people are saying in the chat, you said you're 48 and you don't look at according to the chat, so that's good for you. But as an older fan, do you have any interest in Kenobi at all? Any interest in this original trilogy character? Yet another Star Wars character getting destroyed? Oh, he's looking for the mute button. There it is.
Yeah. Like Ruben, so I saw the first Star Wars. I remember my parents taking me to the drive-in theater to watch the first Star Wars. I was totally immersed in it. I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. After the Last Jedi, I didn't care about Star Wars anymore. It's worse than hating it. I don't give a fuck. I went from, in 2015 when Battlefront came out, literally the only game I played from like 2015 to 2017 was the first Battlefront for the PlayStation 4. And I've given away all of my Star Wars memorabilia, clothes, toys. There's a handyman. He said he liked Star Wars. I'm like, hey, you want my ugly Christmas sweater? So no, I haven't watched anything of Star Wars since The Last Jedi. And but what scares me is I work with normies. They are out there, and there's more of them than you think that defend your Obi-Wan Kenobis. I have a coworker right now that he's been defending Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm like, well, do you know anything about the original shows? He's like, no, I don't. So my feelings are, I'm afraid that they're just going to keep infecting every franchise and ruining them the way they've done Star Wars, the way they've done Doctor Who. Like, I'm a big Godzilla fan, and Godzilla's getting a TV show and a new movie, and I'm like, when's it going to happen to my franchise? That's kind of where I'm at with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I do enjoy watching your videos and watching you guys tear it apart, especially Mauler. Mauler's really killing me the way he's been shredding it. I've been sharing it with one of my I have a trainee. He has a tattoo. He had this tattoo. This is how I knew he liked Star Wars. And I brought up, how did you feel about Boba Fett? How did you feel about what they did to him, turning him basically into Joe Biden? Did that make you feel? And he was not happy. And then I had my normie friend come in and try to defend it. It's like, oh, they're just trying to fix what they did with Star Wars. They're trying to correct, and they shouldn't have to correct it. They should have never messed it up in the first place. But that's where I'm at with Star Wars right now, pretty much.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are getting far more enjoyment out of seeing people absolutely fucking crucify this show than actually watch it, which is kind of funny. Biggles, you don't even care about Star Wars, do you?
Yeah, Disney made me hate Star Wars, so I don't give a shit. But my roommate tells me about it, and he kind of actually likes it. But
Ugh.
then again, he also liked The Last Jedi, but not from the story part. He thinks the story is really bad, but he just likes the filmography of it. So that's
Wait,
probably
that's the one with the throne room fight, right?
yeah. I mean, like, you know that scene where it goes like completely silent and it like the thing explodes after she somehow uses hyperspace to crash in? He thinks that looks really cool, but yeah. But other than that, like
Oh,
he
Ruben's got
didn't
something to say about that.
he didn't like the movie, he just liked the filmography of it. Like me and him are complete opposites on how we like movies and stuff. But yeah, but he said he kind of liked Kenobi, and he tries to justify certain things in it. And I was like, well, it breaks the lore, so I don't really give a shit. And when he tells me about it, he's like, I know you don't give a shit, but I'm going to talk to you about it anyways. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Sounds like he needs another normie to talk to.
That's what his girlfriend's for. He can talk to her about it.
Now, Ruben just got done telling us about like his experience with watching the original Star Wars in theaters. How do you feel about Kenobi and what they've been doing?
Well, if I were to give you my real impression, I would blow the microphone out screaming. But in actuality, it is complete trash. It is complete trash. What Disney has been doing with Star Wars has been an abomination to what foundation of what I grew up with. And the reality of it now is, well, if we're going to complain about it, we have to do that with the principles and with facts. And Ryan, you've done it. Jeremy's done it. All the big YouTubers have done it. We have to stay consistent in saying that here is why it's not right. Vader would not do these things. Would not have left Tatooine because he was charged with doing these things. He's to protect Luke. All of the things we have to bring up. Not one thing we don't bring up. Well, we don't like her because she's black. That is their argument. That is not our argument. Our argument is, why is that character standing in the same vein as Vader and Luke Skywalker? It makes no sense. You have to earn your place with a good story to stand where you are. If you don't, it doesn't make any sense completely. And that's why we have to do it. And that's how we win. You convince normies one step at a time. You point out these things. You show them to them. This is why. We have lore. There are books. Star Wars threw them out. The EU is gone in Disney's mind, but it's not in my mind. My mind, I grew up with it. I knew that. Just like the Tolkien people are dealing with it now with people taking things out of the appendices. Same thing here. We have to stand our ground but be good. You can go on YouTube and say, yeah, it's trash. I don't like it. It sucks. I'm not going to watch it anymore. But then that gives them all the fodder to say that we're racist and we don't like it and all this stuff. We have to change that, call it out, and follow up with, here is why I don't like it. And if you don't like it, that's your opinion. You can enjoy it, but I'm not going to enjoy this film anymore. And this is why. And just be good with this people, and you'll start to convince people. Because right now, Kyle Rittenhouse trial, white pilled a lot of people. The Johnny Depp trial, white pill a lot of people. There are a lot of white pill moments happening. The truckers in Canada, we have to be consistent. And again, change the tide. And that's how we do it.
Yeah, and I think there have been a lot of awakening moments when you look at the Johnny Depp trial, which I'm sure we'll get to in a little bit. Like that, the idea that even somebody at that level, a dude who's an iconic actor in this huge franchise that has made the franchise that's made billions of dollars. He's made tens of millions of dollars over the course of his career. Even his life can be ruined and destroyed with a lie from one woman who is bitter and wants to get ahead in her career. So yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But the fact that now finally the tide has turned and people are waking up to that a little bit is absolutely a good thing.
And that's That's the other thing too. Men now, all the men out here, you have to know that you're under attack, but you don't fight back. It's an offensive war. You have to just be more manly, stand up, take the hit, and then have your principles. Don't be on the defense here. You got to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw a comment too from some fucking idiot. Where was it? I lost it, unfortunately. Oh, here it is. Daenerys Stormborn, I want to address your comments since you didn't think I'd see it. I came across this channel randomly last night and watched a few of your videos since. You will probably never see this, but your criticism of Ingram and indeed POC inclusion is so vile. Well, that's weird because the channel you're on, literally, we have never talked about Moses Ingram on this channel before. I barely ever put any content out on this channel. So you're either a liar, retarded, or likely you're both of those things. But thanks for stopping by. Please keep watching my videos and give me more money. So.
That chat was about as intelligent as the sex bots that showed up finally.
For real though.
Don't make fun of my sex bots, okay? I'm trying to promote my channel.
We're having there's been a lot of sex bots that are showing up in this stream. It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's very strange, but that's what's going on today, apparently. Now, Flaccid Phoenix, you've changed from you were gay pride, but now you're just Michael Obama pride. At least that's what it looked. Wait, who is that? Michael?
That's Mike. I'm repping my favorite ally.
Ryan,
that's Big Mike right there.
Ryan, you're feeling good, right? You're good mental health, right?
Oh, I am of sound mind and body, and I have no suicidal thoughts. So thank you for making that clear to everybody, Ubuntu. So if that does happen, I did not do it myself. But Flaccid Phoenix, what do you think about all this shit about Star Wars coming out, attacking the fan base after this reaction to Kenobi?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people can see right through it that it's just this like smoke and mirrors they're trying to play to divert from, sound criticism of this series. Because when I was watching it, I was thinking, why is Obi-Wan like kind of crying to Qui-Gon when at the end of episode 3, Yoda basically tells him, hey, well, I'm going to be able to teach you how to talk to Qui-Gon. It's been 10 years and he's still just like on his knees, like crying out for him. Like, what's Yoda been doing on Dagobah? Like shoving things up his ass like Jack Murphy or something? Like, what the hell's going on in this universe, in this canon, And I think I have issues with a lot of the canon stuff before it even gets to Moses Ingram's portrayal, which is like a totally different thing in itself. What do you guys think about that? Like the lore itself, if you take all of the politics away from it, just the series, take all the noise away, the series isn't good, and you can just base it off the lore and you can pick it apart.
Yeah, I actually think that the Moses Ingram stuff is a PR stunt by Disney, right? There are like everyone's complaints when you look through the reviews of this show, Moses Ingram is like the 5th or 6th most talked about thing. Like the rest is about an established character in Obi-Wan not behaving the way that they thought he would. This interpretation of Darth Vader and how he interacts with Obi-Wan. The fact that it breaks continuity in canon. The acting. Young Leia actress just being annoying as fuck. The chase scene that makes absolutely no sense. The fact that Moses Ingram's character uses this ability to pull something from someone's mind in one of the episodes, but doesn't do the same to Owen Lars. It's this inconsistency and this terrible writing that's been there in Disney's Star Wars, that's been there even in The Mandalorian and to a greater extent Book of Boba Fett that people haven't called out as much, but it's continuing to come up in Disney Star Wars.
So that's actually my biggest complaint I had with Mandalorian and why I never watched Book of Boba Fett is when they brought in Boba Fett, I had the same issues Gundam had because I got big into the armor shit and the ships in the universe just because of the nature of how I was able to get into it. And so when I saw Boba Fett had pristine armor, I'm like, oh, okay. I see how this is gonna go. Like we're just gonna be too lazy to bust out the old costumes. That's really what we're gonna do here. And then I heard from Mahler, and tell me if I'm wrong, Darth Vader's helmet doesn't go on the same way anymore.
Yeah, the way that they did Darth Vader, it does look different. Now, what you can say are he had different, portions of this armor. He was constantly trying to improve it. So maybe the fact that it doesn't go on the same way that it did in, say, when we saw it last, maybe you can make those things. But when you look at his suit, it's kind of a combination of all the different original trilogy suits.
That's kind of what Gundam was saying.
That is what Gundam said. And
Yeah.
so it doesn't make any sense in that aspect. You know what I mean? It would make sense if they had a few tweaks, that it wasn't quite like the New Hope suit. But yeah.
I just hope they kept the Nazi officer, the SS officer boots as the boots, because that's what they used.
Yeah, but like the character designs of all of them, like go from each Inquisitor, they're all lazy as shit. Like the people from Utapau, like we have an actual canon version of this, but they just decided to make him like, I don't know, like a mixed baby between I forgot what they're called again. Coneheads. He looks more like Coneheads, Dan Aykroyd, than he does a person from Utapau.
Yeah, his head looks so fat. Like, why isn't it longer? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Like you said, we have not only do we have an animated version of it, which, yeah, you could be like, okay, they're not always going to look like their animated cells, because there is a little bit of kind of like Padme doesn't look exactly the way she looks. Obi-Wan and Anakin don't look exactly the way they look. It's stylized to fit that art style. But we do have in Revenge of the Sith, we have that species. They don't look like what we now see in this. So,
and then in that Jedi Survivor trailer, looks perfect. So again, like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's Disney Star Wars being Disney Star Wars. We do real quick. We have a big super chat from my man Buford T. Justice for $50. Thank you, Buford. Says a good portion of Fandom Menace needs to finally admit Favreau, Filoni aren't saving Star Wars. There will be no retcon. Deborah Chow's a hack. KK isn't going anywhere and never was. The story group isn't going anywhere, and there never was a civil war. I don't disagree with you. I would say I don't know how many people even use that term anymore, to be honest with you. I think that after Rise of Skywalker, then a lot of people started kind of liking their own things or thinking that Star Wars needed to do this or have their own interpretation of what's going on. But as a whole, when you're talking about people that have criticized Disney Star Wars in general, Buford, I agree that I think more people need to acknowledge the fact that, yeah, these people are all on the same side. They are all on the same side, that a lot of the problems that exist in the Filoni verse and the Favreau verse also exist in Kenobi, and it's part of the reason why it's so bad. They are all interconnected. It's all Disney Star Wars. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I appreciate it, though, Buford. You're the man. Abomination AJ for 10. The same thing's happening in Lightyear. Insert strong black lesbian female that matches the authority of the legacy white male, and she teaches that male something to better himself. You're not wrong, Abomination AJ. And then real quick from Kung Fu Hot Dog for £5. Hey Ryan, after seeing you in that tux on FNT, you should be the next 007. I want to based as fuck James Bond again. Boys, season 3 is as bad as I feared. I would accept the position of James Bond. However, I have a feeling it's probably going to go to a black trans woman. So I guess we'll see. But Patty, what do you make of this Kenobi reaction, man?
Oh my God. Okay, so I could go on for days and days about why Star Wars is in the state that it's in. However, I'll just simply say that it's more of the same. It's more of what we have been getting from Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm. So you start off with Force Awakens, and a lot of people fell for it. A lot of people thought, Disney, Steven Spielberg, all that. Or no, not Steven Spielberg, but Steven Spielberg 2.0 in J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
And you're watching this, and anyone who, is just watching Star Wars, the casual fans like the Jeremys and all the other people who just watch it because it's fun and it's something to kill time. They don't really care about the lore. They don't really care about the details of the universe, so it doesn't really bother them. So it goes on, and it gets worse and worse as it goes on. And the problem is not them. The problem is the people who do know that these inconsistencies exist and are accepting them because it's coming from the person who owns the IP, whether that be Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm and Disney, whether that be George himself, whoever. It doesn't matter who it is. Inconsistencies are inconsistencies, and not pointing them out is kind of why we are where we are right now. Like, so many people will say, well, this makes sense because of this and that, and they'll come up with all sorts of headcanon to make what's happening make sense because they love it, because they're passionate about it. And in the end, that passion is a little bit your undoing because you just get where we are now.
Yeah, I agree, and it is a slow process where I think people wake up to it in different levels whenever it might start to affect a character they like or a story they like, and then all of a sudden they kind of see what's happening and can look back and see all the trails that have led us here. But the thing that's been so predictable is the way that Disney orchestrated this. Hey, by the way, before the show premieres, there's a bunch of racists out there that won't like this character. Then come a couple troll comments on Instagram. Look at all the racist backlash. Get everybody talking about this before the premiere of the third episode. Get more legitimate backlash in episode 3 because of how bad the series is. Then claim that there's review bombing, right? That it's being review bombed over the racist controversy. You want to look at what review bombing is? I made a video yesterday when this first started happening, when all of a sudden over like a 12-hour period after we started seeing the review bombing headlines come out, that all of a sudden there was a ton of just 10-star reviews that flooded Kenobi. We saw that when it started to happen. Over the last 24 hours, this is what the positive reviews are at. Look at it now.
Oh God, it's wrong.
Ouch.
Over 700 positive reviews have come flooding into Metacritic randomly, the vast majority of which are 10-star reviews. You want to tell
all Uche's bot accounts?
You want to talk about review bombing? This is what they wanted to do. They wanted to gaslight people into thinking that it was being review bombed by racists, so they would go and actually review bomb it positively.
They fortified the review.
They absolutely did. And if you go and look through like these reviews from before, the ones that were negative, are there a couple people out there that are like, Disney Star Wars is woke trash? 0. Yeah, there are. But there are far more that were just like, hey, these are all the things I didn't like about this series. And Riva wasn't even mentioned a ton. It was mostly all the things that we've talked about here. But Disney Star Wars has successfully gaslit the entire remaining Disney Star Wars fan base and the mainstream media. And this is the result that they wanted. This is review bombing in a positive direction. You can't pretend otherwise. That's exactly what that is.
It's just sad the way that they've destroyed Star Wars, and the idea that the original Star Wars, like if you were to take the original Star Wars and then take the story of the Force Awakens and put it in there, changing it to Rey would basically, you'd start the Star Wars, Obi-Wan would go to her, finding out that she didn't need any training, and then she'd immediately go and kill Darth Vader or convert him right away, and no training, no nothing, and it would be the most lame story in the world. A hero has to go through a journey. Luke went through a journey. Han went through a journey. Even Leia went through a journey in the original movie. Everyone has there are points in your life. Life is not fair. You are going to fail. You're going to fall down. You're going to get your arm cut off, metaphorically. But you rise. You get up. And that's the message. They don't want you to. They don't want you to rise and get up and fight back. In reality, they don't want that. They want basically if you're not given or told that you are special all the time, or you're the best ever. Every single character of Disney Star Wars is told. Females are told that they're the best. That they're told this, and this is the same thing. These writers were told when they were kids, writing their first stories, doing their first shitty things. Basically, that that's the best. So they got in their head.
One of the things that will never make sense to me is the fact that with this IP, I've heard it said before, it's a layup. They had templates, they had blueprints, they had the extended universe. They've had the video games to base things off of. And they go in the direction that they do for the message or putting their stamp on it instead of sticking with good stories that everyone can appreciate. And I don't know what else to say. It's just it's really heartbreaking to see this happen to these IPs that you spend decades growing up with, and to have people like this destroy them so fast. It's been what, like it took about 3-4 years just to send it down the crapper.
But that is why when you're doing your reviews or your analysis, which we all do, we analyze these shows all the time. Do the same thing. Watch the crap somehow. Don't pay Disney. Don't ever. Just do an analysis, and then we do the opposite. We watch Top Gun. We watch Ghostbusters Afterlife. We watch The Orville just came out, and say I like this show because of this, and we use the same criteria. Same criteria used to Star Wars, use for that, and then basically people will become white-pilled. And white-pilled, again, for the people out there, it's basically the fact that when you wake up to the fact that you were lied to by the media, Kyle Rittenhouse killed those black people in Wisconsin, which he never did. And when you find out that's your white pill moment, when you were told something and you were gaslit by the media or out there. And again, it's out there. It's happening right now. And you just got to stand for saying no more. Period.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Rittenhouse killed a bunch of white sex offenders. By a bunch, I mean two.
Which we all knew day one. And I
anyone paying attention knew day one.
Yes.
We caught it in 4K. No, Ryan, I can drop a link to a YouTube video in the private chat that might explain why these people are trying to push their message a bit more than usual, but YouTube would get mad if I said anything more than that on that video, even though it's hosted by their website.
Okay, let me check it out real quick. I'm saving these screenshots of the reviews. So
yeah, for sure.
And it's
those
not
are the
really
Wayback Machine. Oh
it's
yeah,
not really the Kenobi show.
It's a documentary, but if you got some time.
I just want to say something also very much. It's an honor to be here with all of you and everyone in the chat out there. Know that you're not alone. Again, we see it every Friday night because, again, I love Friday Night Tides. I love every single one of you, all the content you do, Twitch, YouTube. Again, just keep pushing, keep believing in yourself, and we'll get it done.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, so I'll say what the documentary is. The KGB connections, an investigation into Soviet operatives in North America. I'll have to watch it.
The documentary precedes the famed Yuri Bezmenov interview by 2 years. It's by a Canadian. Yeah. He also wrote a movie. The movie's
Canadians
called
aren't
The
real.
Second Civil War. It's ironically a commentary on multiculturalism in the United States, and there's a lot of big name actors in there.
There you go. That's very interesting. We'll have to check it out.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching that kind of shit. So, especially like when you watch this kind of stuff and you realize, especially the Yuri Bezmenov interview, when you watch that now and you think about how many parallels there are to exactly what he's saying, you know. But Eve Barlow's rotten crotch for £5.
Oh Lord!
Hail Ryan on the Depp Heard trial. If Amber really was raked out by a broken bottle, she would have a fanny like a stamped on pizza. Just saying. Well, thank you. I want to say that name again. Eve Barlow's rotten crotch. It is true that so many of the things that Amber Heard claimed to happen to her are ridiculous. Like her problem really is she made it so unbelievable with her lies. If she would have just said Johnny slapped me in the face, or Johnny pushed me, or he tried to choke me, or something like that, it'd be one thing. But no, she goes full on like war story. Like he was slamming my head more times than I could count against the wall or against the table. I had cuts everywhere. I was walking on broken glass. She says I got raped by a broken bottle, right?
Jeez.
Yet she never gets treated for any of these injuries. She never seeks treatment for any of these injuries, even though it would just like knock you the fuck out. You would have like broken teeth. You'd have broken face. You'd be completely fucked up if she actually had what happened to her. But she didn't, because she's a fucking liar.
Well,
I thought it was a full bottle.
No, she said broken, and the lacerations alone from that claim that she would suffer from that would cause bleeding to the point that if she didn't get treated at a hospital, she would bleed out. It's not fucking possible for her to have not been to the hospital and those claims be true.
Yeah,
I thought she stepped on a bee.
No, it was her dog. Her dog stepped on the bee.
bro, my dog. I want to see if I can find that video.
Her dog shit on the bed. Duh.
Gentlemen,
It's like
the crazy hot matrix is there for a reason.
Yes.
Learn from this.
And she's not hot enough to be that crazy.
Fuck
I don't
no.
think there's anyone hot enough to be that crazy.
No.
For me, it's Hayden Panettiere.
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
She
I'm
can
not
be
gonna
the
lie. The
craziest
first time
in
she
the
came out, I
world,
liked her.
and I'd
Okay,
still
hold
be
on.
in on it.
Hold on, Biggles. Listen, you understand that she was willing to convert to Islam for her husband, right?
Who, Hayden Panettiere?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. That works.
Ooh. I mean, that might be a woman to look for in submissiveness, but that's a yikes on the rest of it.
I'm okay if she's the craziest bitch on the planet.
Hayden Panettiere gets into bar fights. That's a thing.
Fucking awesome. Let's go.
Fair. I mean, she was in a really fun game, but I don't know about the rest of that.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
once you're
playing the
once
Quarry
you're,
later on,
once you're
so-
there with a crazy girl, it's just
Yeah,
very weird.
like-
So
Crazy,
been there,
wo-
done
crazy
that.
women
By
are
an
something else,
ex-girlfriend.
bro.
I've been
I
stabbed in
know.
the hand by an ex-girlfriend. I'm okay.
Oh,
I've done it all.
which hand?
This one.
what's-
Like right here. But yeah. Women are
it's
crazy.
funny. Yeah.
Where the fuck? I'm looking. There's like somebody made a song out of "My Dog Stepped on a Bee," but I like can't find it.
Yeah,
What?
it's like a minute long. It's
All
hilarious.
I can find is like the original like actual clip of Amber Heard because she made this claim about her dog stepping on a bee, then she made this weird face.
Got fixed. We walked in the trailer at some point. My dog stepped on a bee.
Here it is. I found
What?
it already.
And went on with our.
That was what a weird line. I love how YouTube has that metric of most replayed clip now.
I
That's
know, I love this.
amazing.
I love
What
this.
was that face?
I don't know what the face
My
was.
dog stepped on a bee.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
It's like what the
She did a lot of
fuck? What a weird thing to oh, here we go. Yeah, you guys both linked it. Let me yes. You could probably hear that. Let me
I love it. I love it so much.
here we go. Hopefully there's no copyright. I don't think this is going to be copyrighted, but I'll pause it just in case.
My dog stepped on a bee. A bee. My dog stepped on a bee. A bee. My dog stepped on a bee.
Johnny's just vibing.
A bee. My dog stepped
What
on
the
a
fuck?
bee. A bee. A bee. My dog stepped on a bee. A bee.
I love the internet.
Oh, it's amazing.
The amount of memes that have come out from this trial are just like so glorious.
I mean, okay, so we've had the memes from the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and now we got the memes from this one. Like, I love the internet so much.
It's
We're
a
just-
beautiful place.
We're taking tragedies.
Next, we need an insider trading trial.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
yes.
think the idea of how big this was is crazy to me. You know,
Oh yeah.
I thought the Rittenhouse thing was pretty big. I thought a lot of people were paying attention to that. This was on another fucking level.
No,
Like,
this was
Law and
this-
Crime
this-
had 3 million people
3
watching a
million.
stream.
Wow.
and
like-
then didn't Rakita didn't
was
he?
at
118 at the time of verdict delivery.
And then
118,000.
who is? There's another one in Lawtube.
Legal bites.
Legal bites.
Legal bites.
But
Yeah.
legal bites. I know Emily Baker was streaming. Like a lot of those guys were streaming the entire thing. And I will say, I won't put Nick Reicade in the Lawtube camp. I don't believe he identifies as
I don't think he
Lawtube.
likes them that much.
I don't think he likes the label, and he's got a fair point when you start to put, as we've seen as well, and in our communities over the past couple of years. When you start to put like a label on something, then everyone in that starts to say, well, that's not acceptable for this. That's not acceptable for this. And that's already started to happen in the Lawtube community. But it is a good word to describe lawyers on the internet. And they're like just massive numbers. But the entire country, and I think a lot of people in the world were looking at this case.
Okay, then let me specify lawyers that have YouTube channels that streamed this trial. How about that?
That's a good
There
one.
we go.
Well, and the only reason I mentioned it is because during the trial, there was kind of a little bit of a controversy dust up between some of these guys. And Nick has a great clip about why he asked to be removed from the Lawtube list. So I'd recommend everyone going over to. Well, I don't know if he clipped it out. I think a clipping channel did. So I don't know whose channel you need to look for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Eve Barlow's rotten crotch for another 5 pounds. She would have had to drag herself to bed like a slug on a period.
Oh my god. I could.
What?
I tried to be tame with my descriptions of what would happen
I'd watch
if
it.
that was
You sent me a
true.
link. I'd watch
There
it.
you go. That's a 10. That makes her a
would
10
watch
on the
it
hot
out of
crazy
sheer
scale.
morbid
That's okay.
curiosity, but good lord.
Very descriptive, though.
I mean, I think it paints a pretty accurate picture. To
But
be fair.
Can you imagine actually how angry Johnny Depp must feel to think that look at all the evidence that they had?
No.
And
he is no longer angry. He was on tour the day of verdict delivery.
No, I'm saying when all this went down initially till now, like of all the shit, and this is the evidence they have, and he's like, please just hear my case. No one wanted to hear it. His whole life came crashing down. He's not like a guy that works 9 to 5. He had like islands. We hear about all the shit he had. He had like a private church or like a village in France, like, and all that came crashing down for the most part over these dumb lies, these stupid ones. They don't even add up if you just put them all together.
And that was really the problem is once they were forced to put it out publicly to have a public trial, their case fell apart because they don't have one. You know, and Johnny Depp had all of the burden to prove all this stuff. Yeah. And the fact that he was able to prove all of this to a jury, that not only did Amber Heard lie about what happened, but she lied with malice and with intent to harm him, that is a huge hurdle to overcome. I didn't think that Johnny Depp was going to win.
No.
When this started, even though I believed that Johnny Depp was in the right, I didn't think he would win in a defamation trial because of how, like, the bounds you have to go to actually prove this shit. But he did. And now we have Steph just shared this with me in the chat here. What is this? Oh God. Let's see. Petty Parrot. I don't know what this is. Let's see.
You know this case is being televised, right?
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame.
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
I can ask that question.
Oh, ruled.
Look how fucked up her face is.
That's what
Look
she
at the
looks like in
lazy
real
eye.
life.
Accurate.
That's what she looks like in real life.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
Look at that face.
Camille.
Argumentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly. I find that to be purely logical.
Why is this guy is like a Slytherin? Why is he like? Is he supposed to be Draco Malfoy?
Yeah,
Looks like it.
That's what Ricada's been calling him. He's
Oh
like,
shit, he does kind of look like that. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, we got TMZ Harry Potter or Draco Malfoy or whatever the hell he calls
I
him.
like how he just slowly transforms.
Yeah.
Like he's there, then he's here with a tie, then he put the robe on. It's like when they put the robe on that I noticed it, but then they just went fall out right here.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
This reminds me of an Adult Swim cartoon.
And it looks like we've also got somebody else joining us, Subhuman. What's up, man?
I just got done driving.
Nice. Where were you headed?
I left Dallas this morning. Now I'm up here in Little Rock. I'm actually heading to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Nice. For those of you guys that don't know, Subhuman is a trucker, so he spends his days listening to streams and crossing the country every single day until he gets a couple days off every once in a while. But good to hear from you, man.
I just got off a time off. And
There
to
you
the
go.
fact that, yeah, I've been been kind of a rough couple of months. April, my truck broke down, blew a transmission, so I was off the road for a couple of weeks. Now I got me a newer truck, so I'm good with that. And then last week my grandma passed away, so yeah, it's been kind of rough couple of months.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, rough to hear, man. But glad to have you with us. Have you been paying attention to all the fallout from the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff?
Not really. I think I saw, I heard the verdict, but I was listening to the New Rock Nooner when they went live on when they were watching her kid and all that. So I kind of knew about the verdict and all that stuff. I mean, all the yeses to Johnny Depp and all the no's to Amber Heard, I was like, damn, she got roasted.
Yeah, she got annihilated, like absolutely fucking brutalized.
And she has to pay what, $15 million back to Johnny Depp?
Well, it's going to be capped by the court. I think in that jurisdiction to like 8.35 million or something like that. But regardless, it's a lot. And this is legitimately the only time that Johnny Depp actually beat the shit out of Amber Heard in this courtroom.
He didn't have to do it physically. He did it emotionally.
My first YouTube title when I initially put it in was Johnny Depp beats Amber Heard. And then I realized it's probably not the best choice of words. I don't want to be the next one sued by Johnny Depp. So,
And then you have freaking Nina Sarkeesian, which I think she needs to get laid. Over here, still having her back saying that Johnny Depp, they say he's abusive. He's not an abuser. Basically, it's always domestic abuse happens both ways. It even happens to kids too. Both male and female. It doesn't matter. We all get abused. You can't. I mean, yeah. Amber Heard said that, but she's the one that did the abusive, and yet she's trying to spin it around. You can't do that, especially if with his back, especially with Johnny Depp's background. I don't think he's ever hit anyone outside of acting. Now, Amber Heard, I don't know because I really don't know her. I don't give a shit about her, but yeah, because I'm a big Johnny Depp fan and I've seen practically all of his movies. But at the end, he got the justice, and she just pretty much got her ass kicked. She actually did get abused, but not in the physical form.
You mean she actually did get abused in this court case? I agree with that because it was all her own doing. She is a liar. And I think that the reason so many people are paying attention to this, guys, is because it's not because it's just two celebrity couples. Like, that's why it had initial eyes on it. And that's why initially people care about it. But it's about so much more than that. It's about the fact that for the last several years, we've been hearing believe all women, believe all women. And this is a crystal clear case of a woman who lied about abuse specifically to further her own ends.
Well,
and
she wanted to be the ambassador of this whole thing. Is like, you can't. You're not the leader of this.
And this is about the fact that it could happen to anybody. It's not just like this guy is one of the most powerful elites, rich, whatever you want to say. This is like a construction worker watching this. This is somebody who's laying carpeting watching this. This is a school teacher watching this and realizing that this could be me. So it's a good thing that this is out there and drawing more attention to it.
And to add on to that point, with this verdict, it has set a precedent for defamation, and it has also it has technically helped men all around the country, because we can go back to this and say, hey, look, this could have gone really, really bad for a very rich man. A very, very rich man who basically had the world at his fingertips because of how loved he was. And then go back to Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse, the verdict for that benefited every citizen of the United States who ever wanted to or has or wants to own a gun. Because now, and also for self-defense. And there was also another verdict. Some rich famous couple got a divorce, but the wife was like the breadwinner. She was the more famous actress or singer or whatever, and then she has to pay the husband child support. So it's like child support now has to go both ways. It's not always the man having to pay child support to the woman. And in all of these cases, you have people saying like, still saying Kyle Rittenhouse did it. Still saying Kyle Rittenhouse
Mm.
murdered people. And you're now seeing people with Johnny Depp saying that they still believe Amber and that this set women's rights back and all of that other bullshit. And with the alimony, they're like, why don't you just be a man and support yourself? Why are you mooching off of your ex-wife? And it's just like, this is the way the real world works. If you want to have it one way, you have to have it the other way too. And so
that's the thing that I always say, that men, they complain so much about the Victorian era, how we put women in their place, and the 50s also. But again, it is not because we think women are weak, because men value women. They're important to humanity. Even in prison, men will go after and kill a guy that hurts a woman.
Yeah.
And kids. Because again, and I remember reading history, because history is important to read. The Titanic, when they sank, and all I remember hearing is women and children first. Men innately will sacrifice themselves for women, and that's what we do as the men that are, again, I say that we're all good men. We believe that principle. And they call us weak for that. No, it means we're strong. We believe in a good tomorrow.
Because
and these people all are just weak.
Because we want to see brighter futures for our future generations. That is, we want to plant the seed of the tree that we will not see experience the shade from.
Exactly. And I would never say, okay, well, then let's make the draft men and women, because again, I don't want a woman to get hurt. And that's wrong. But no, they want if they want it, then they make fun of it in a way. You know, that's all we can have to do.
I would just like to say that Amber Heard with this lawsuit, she really, really shit the bed.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's a good way to put it.
You've been waiting on that one.
Thank you, discount Channing Tatum.
Ow.
Damn.
Can you say that line in Meatwad, please, just one time?
I cannot do that voice. I'm sorry.
Because it's offensive, or because you don't have the capability?
I do not have the capability to do the Meatwad voice. I might love me some Meatwad, but I can't do that.
That's fair enough.
I wonder what
Gotta get a voice
sounds
changer.
like.
Yeah.
What's that, Ubuntu?
I was just wondering what Meatwad's voice is like. I gotta remind myself.
Right?
Yeah, I was never a big. That's Aqua Teen Hunger Force, right?
Yeah, it was like.
I was never. I'd never really watched that. Like, it was a ton of people like that I was friends with watch it, and I never really got into it. And I don't really know why. But yeah, I do think that this entire situation is a good thing. And Ruben said it earlier in the stream. It's a white pill moment. You know, it really is, for people to realize that the mainstream media, the establishment, the blue check marks, everybody was spitting one certain thing with one certain line. And the reality was counter to that. They got embarrassed. They're upset. They're writing hit pieces about YouTubers. They're writing hit pieces about people that got more attention than they can on this. They're going to continue coming after people, but we just have to continue to stand firm and support people that we watch, like Nick Rekieta, like that Umbrella guy, like Yellow Flash, who have been covering this stuff from the very beginning.
And you got to think about it. We're going to be like the founding fathers of what do you call it? Social media and YouTube. Again, you have people that are too commercialized right now. And again, you know, Ryan, Gary, all of the FNT crew, everything, all the hard work they're doing every single day, every single hour. I see what they were doing, how they change. We all have to step up and do that, and just say no more, and just create good content out there, and that'll just basically show more people that you know, this is the way things are, and just do it by being honest and true every single day, and have fun with it, and have fun.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing I think we try to do, is have fun. We certainly had fun with Alex Jones on Friday Night Sites yesterday. We were talking a little bit before the stream, and you just kind of have to. Alex gets on a stream like a wind-up toy, and you just have to let him go. You know what I mean? He's going to talk about whatever he wants. He's going to run things whatever he wants. And it was awesome to get to talk to him about a couple things.
What surprised me was that you actually got Salty on there. That was insane.
Yeah. Salty Cracker's not he doesn't like to do multi-person streams, like in general, because he thinks he's better solo, right? That's just kind of how he feels about it. So for him to get on FNT with a lot of people is one thing. And then to be on there with Alex Jones and then to hop on there last second. Hey, just so you know, you got an opportunity to be with Alex Jones real quick. You got to hop on right now, though. And then the entire time was just Alex Jones talking about how they're in love and are fucking. So it was pretty awesome.
Alex Jones talked about how his studio was a panty dropper. That was fun.
It is. That thing was awesome.
But the one thing you have to realize, and I saw it when Alex Jones was first on the first episode he was on, 162, if I remember the number, and now 200. His demeanor, he was much more open and free, I thought, than last time. Yeah. And also the same thing happened even more so with Anthony Cumia. The very first time you had him on, he was a little guarded. But then the second time around, he was opened up. Because again, we are all human. We're all concerned. Am I in the right crew now? Can I be myself now with this crew? Which is a very bad thing to think about, that you have to basically mince your words when you meet new people. No, I say it all the time. You cannot be not true to yourself. You have to be yourself. And if you run into somebody who goes against your principles, just walk away from it. It's going to hurt, but you have to do it to be a better person.
Yeah, I do think that, definitely I had to miss the second Kumi episode, unfortunately. But yeah, it's true. When people like that come in, yeah, maybe they've watched a couple clips of FNT at first. Maybe they don't really know what we're all about. And then they hop on there and we're just joking around. We're fucking around and they realize what kind of show it is. And they definitely open up. I think Alex, it was definitely that way. All of a sudden, Alex is taking his shirt off.
That part was awesome.
I know.
Hilarious.
And him singing, the fact that Alex Jones was singing his own folk song that's become popularized.
Just from memory too. That was what amazed me. I was like, he's got this shit memorized. Do you know how much? That's just a great sense of humor right there.
He loves the memes.
Loving it, making fun of yourself. That's also an important thing. That's what you have to do every day. Because again, make fun of yourself, make a fool of yourself online for good content, of course. And doing it that way, then anytime that any motherfucker does it to you out there, you just laugh it off too. You have to do that. You have to get a thick skin in this game.
Yeah, and the memes from last night's show was just legendary. They were just funny, especially the Alex and Salty wedding pictures.
Yeah.
Those were just funny.
Here's some clips from Alex right here.
It's a 200 show. Reach it anyway, so.
If any time to do it,
Little pot-belly goblins! Coming after me! Gotta stab your daughter at the mall! By the ocean! And then the police keep going. Oh, the Somalis! We love our Muslims too! Oh, they're so good! Oh, they're so sweet!
I was screaming along to that at work when that was live.
I know.
I was.
That's the point. Yes.
That's fucking crazy, man.
And that's the thing. And Ryan, just so you know, and we've talked about this before. Just the fact Friday Night Tights and what you do, and every show that you've put out, especially, has been. It makes you feel good. Sports Wars makes you feel good. It makes me happy. It takes the pain away. And there are a lot of people out there that basically have a lot of shit going on in their life. And I see it in the chat, and I see it in some of the comments that always come up. They always say, I'm so glad that you're out there doing something because it makes me laugh, makes me happy. And then that's want to acknowledge that there are a lot of people out there like myself who are going through tough times right now, but appreciate what everyone's doing and to bring laughter to, and having that show just was awesome. And I just thanks again for everything. 200 FNT, fantastic.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. That's nearly 4 years worth of FNT.
That's a lot.
Obviously, it's evolved a little bit since the beginning to where it is now. But yeah, that's a long fucking time.
Yeah,
And,
I saw your first appearance on FNT back way. I looked back in the history, and God, you look so young.
Do you remember what? Do you remember what time it was? I don't know
What episode.
it
Let me
was.
see. I can look it up because I actually categorized all 200 of them.
Like, I gotta say, hot take. I prefer the original song.
I actually remember watching the replay of the very first FNT. Oh my God, Gary would look very different back then.
Yeah, well, like the Dan Vasc song.
I love that song.
Pretty nut. I love it too.
Your first episode was May 1st, 2020.
There you go. So I've been on for 2 years.
Yeah, you were on the Last of Us 2 Takedown, Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
That was probably what episode what?
Episode 91.
91, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. So at least I could say I've been around for more than half of it. So that's
I think that's right around the time where FNT really started to take off. Was around the whole Naughty Dog and shit going on.
That was around the same time that I started watching. So yeah.
Yeah, same here. Because right after I had with Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers and Brian and all that, that's when I started. That's when I found Gary and all of them and started watching those FNT, those early episodes. Like, jeez, and then see how far y'all come. I mean, then the whole G4 thing happened. Then y'all just really, y'all blew up the fuck. I was like, damn. I was looking. I was like, I can't keep up with that chat. So I don't play anything in that chat when it goes full throttle. I just sit back and watch.
But think about it this way. This is the most important aspect of this. Despite everything that's been going on for the last 2 years, lockdowns, all the things that they've been doing, all the things we know that are wrong, that the lockdown itself brought us all together. It made FNT what it is. And the first basically let us out of our places in Vegas when we all met last year. It was basically we acknowledge, hey, this shit's real, and there are more of us out there than we think. And there are more of us out there that know the truth or believe in something that's different than what's been going on for the last 2 years or last 20, 30 years, when you think about it. And again, it's only the beginning of something that's going to be fantastic. So FNT, this show, everything like that. Right. I see Ryan is going to be hit. You're going to hit, 200, 400,000 subscribers, in a matter of time. It's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
Jeremy on that right there.
Well, yeah, 150. I think hopefully I'll hit 150 sometime next month. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just continuing to grind and continue to set expectations when you exceed them to set them higher. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And you guys are all a big part of that. You know what I mean? Like the fact that you guys are such big supporters of me and what we're doing here with the channel, it means a lot. And that's why I like to do these streams, to get you guys out there, because some of you guys have channels, some of you guys don't. But just to let everybody else get to know you guys. So again, I said it earlier at the start of the stream. I'll say it again now. If you follow and subscribe to me, you should be subscribed to all these guys as well, or follow them on their social medias, whatever they have, because they're all good dudes, and I appreciate the hell out of them.
Yeah, I picked up a lot of followers after Elon Musk made that announcement. I think I gained like almost 100 followers on Twitter. Like, who are all these people?
Oh yeah, a lot of people. Oh, there's Biggles. Biggles is back. Hey, Biggles.
Hi. Sorry, internet crashed, and I had to deal with a crisis because Fortnite went down. So I had to make sure I stopped a crying 7-year-old.
Epic Games Store
for you.
We have the origin story here.
What?
We have the origin story for Mazit Wazad.
Oh.
My name's Origin.
Who are these people, man? What's going on here? Yo, what up, G? It's Mazit
I need to know, did you just record this from a screen, like from a computer screen?
Bro, he pulled a DSP.
Did you... Mazit, we need to know, did you record your computer and then play that and then post it?
I did on my last deployment.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Fucking love it. There you go. Now I know. Now I know it's Mazit Wazad. So, but Yeah, man, good to have you here. Does anybody else have anything to say about the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff, or the Star Wars stuff that we talked about earlier?
I
Again,
do
this
have
is-
I do
Go
have
for it.
one thing to say about the Amber Heard stuff, and that is because as soon as the verdict happened, there is now a petition, and I shared the petition in the private chat to replace Amber Heard with Bruce Campbell in Aquaman 2. It
Oh,
needs
shit.
1,000 signatures, and it's at 959 right now.
Where is it? I don't see it.
It's in the
It's a
private chat.
change.org
Let me-
petition.
Let me put it back in. I'll put it back in the chat for you.
I signed
okay,
it.
I see. There's been a lot of private messages I just saw. So, there we go. Yeah, let me. God, I fucking.
And then this is Bruce's response on Twitter. Put that back in there. too.
That's the best part about it is his Twitter response.
Send me the script.
Can I just I wish it would I hate the fact that it does this. It logs me in to change.org.
Oh God.
And shows my address and shit, which I fucking hate. So I just have to fucking do that. All right, here we go. Let's share this. In light of the verdict against Amber Heard, she needs to be replaced in Aquaman of the Lost Kingdom. No one better to take over role than Bruce Campbell. 987 signatures. 988, 89.
It's going on.
Oh, there you go.
Going
It's
up.
going.
91, 92. At 1,000, it's more likely to be featured, guys. So it is going up and up.
4,
Let's see.
3.
I'm gonna pull up Bruce Campbell here.
Come on, I just signed the damn thing. Let's make it happen.
I signed it too.
It's like, you know what?
Yeah, I can see him playing Mura.
What? And of course, our response is, what's wrong? You don't want Bruce Campbell to play Mira? You bigot? You don't like? Yeah,
you don't want.
the
He can't play a trans person.
can't trans Mira? What's wrong? Again,
This would be hilarious.
I'm dead serious. We
Shoot,
have
his boobs are
what
bigger than
Alex,
Amber's.
what Alex Stein's doing, calling out this crap like that. We have to do this in the same way.
Why does this one say 3 million?
Because
Well,
it's
that-
a different position. Or
That petition is there. The one to replace her is at 4.5 million signatures.
Oh,
Oh.
it's already there.
That's the one to replace Amber Heard and Aquaman 2. This is a new one that someone did. This is just fucking garbage. This is fake. It's not actually at 3 million. But Bruce Campbell, send me a script. That's perfect.
That's awesome.
I just tweeted it out too.
Let's see. Let me refresh this thing. It's still I think every time you load it up, it goes up slowly to make you think that people are actively signing it. So we'll see what happens when it levels back out. We do have a couple super chats. Burning Wolf for £5. Amber Heard was banned from GoFundMe. Tried to use that to pay off her legal fees to raise $1 million. Some still stand with Amber Heard. It's sad.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
I did see this. I might make a video about it at some point later today. But I saw this. GoFundMe shuts down $1 million fundraiser to help pay Johnny Depp. GoFundMe is wasting no time in cracking down. Now, I will say there will be a lot of things that pop up that are fake, that are literally just scams, that people are trying to get money from people. This could have absolutely been one of those things. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure Amber Heard didn't start this herself.
Yeah, it said Kimberly Moore, I think is what the article said right there at the top.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't think that GoFundMe will allow that to happen. Although maybe in civil, because they're not supposed to let people use it to raise funds for legal fees or legal defense or whatever. But I think it's different civilly. I think you can do it like that. I mean, for instance, I know that there was a GoFundMe for Vic Mignogna for his civil pursuit, in court. So I think that is allowed. I just think it's for criminal things that you're specifically not allowed to do. So they probably thought that this was an actual scam.
Oh, well, was Vic's were Vic's legal fees in defense or prosecutorial?
Prosecutorial. He was the plaintiff in that case.
Okay.
But either way, I think it's the criminal element that is why it's not allowed. Even though they did let it happen for some BLM protesters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had Miss Spread Eagle paying their bail to get them out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Our
I got an
lovely vice president.
I got an important question to ask the panel. After this Johnny Depp trial, would you rather smash Amber Heard knowing there's a finger at risk, or Elaine, the ugly lawyer she had? You have to smash one.
Smash Amber Heard.
I'll take Amber Heard. I got
10 fucking fingers.
Yeah.
See, my God, I was going to say that. I was going to say that I've always liked Amber Heard for what she looks like, and I didn't follow her acting abilities. Just her look, what she looks like. And actually,
smash.
Of course,
No. I would smash her with a fucking frying pan. But yeah,
I might make her look better.
What happened?
No. I'd be nice. I would give her the frying pan. Okay, cook me something.
Make me a nice breakfast.
Yeah, but she hit you with it. Haven't you been paying attention?
Well, if she
don't
did
give
that,
her anything that she can hit you with.
No, she throws vodka at you.
Yeah.
So she'll throw the frying pan at you too.
I've caught bigger. Like I've caught a stoneware fucking what's it called? Stoneware pot that was thrown at me.
But you want to know something? And that is something that's very true. The amount of men who've suffered abuse but don't say a word is extremely high. Just so you know, it's true. Mm-hmm. And again, we don't complain because we in our hearts say it's just a woman, it's okay, I can take it. But we have to stand up for this shit now. And if anything comes from this, it's Johnny Depp proved that men do get abused in court. And again, it's true. It's not just me too. It's everybody. And again, it's a sick society now that we have to cure, and it's cured by just being good and getting good content out there and being positive. So that's what I'm going to do from now on as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just about the double standards, right? And I think that I would say, we'll put it this way, I think that most, both men and women out there, think that it's far more acceptable for a woman to slap a man in anger or whatever than it would ever be for a man to slap a woman out of anger. That's just the bottom line. It's society. And I also kind of like agree with that, but at the same time, it doesn't make it right, you know? And if you're going to be doing things like destroying someone's life over the allegations, then you need to be honest about the hypocrisy of that. But that's part of the reason why probably a lot of male victims of DV don't speak out about that kind of thing, because whether they're ashamed to or whatever. So hopefully this trial brought into light that for any victims, whether you're male or female, you know what I mean, that you should speak out about it. Amber Heard is not a victim. The fact that Amber Heard got called out shouldn't it's not harmful to women in any way. It's only harmful to people who make up allegations.
Mm-hmm.
But it is true, and I'll just tell you a very short story from my perspective. I have done it where basically someone she's angry. My girlfriend was angry, and I said, "Okay, if you want to get angry, just slap me. Then hit me until you." And she slapped me 3 times, really hard, and it hurt. But again, I was learning at the time. That's during 2020 that this is not way to do it. I left her. But again, you realize you have to have these moments where you basically say, yes, as a man, I can take it, but I don't need to take it. And I'm going to walk away because I'm worth something. Men know your worth out there, everybody, or everybody know your worth. You're worth more than you're worthy of love and worthy of being treated with respect. Mm-hmm. Always remember that.
Yeah. Speaking of love and respect, we've got Tim from Open Airlock Policy with the 1050 super chat. Time to start drinking. You guys have a good weekend. Tim is usually on these, but he's going through a lot of stuff. His schedule's very busy right now, so he couldn't join us this week. But shout out to Tim. Appreciate you, man. And we've got a Streamlabs from Scott McKenzie for 5. Says, Ryan, keep up the good work. And Ruben, nicely played on encouraging us to take the high road. Would be great for you to do a video on what is a man.
I'll do that. I will do that.
It would go right in line with What is a Woman from the Daily Wire. So it'd be an appropriate time to release that.
Well, you're not a biologist, so no one should trust you.
Yes, that's true.
How do you know he's not a biologist?
Has anyone watched that yet?
I
haven't
not.
got a chance to.
I haven't had a chance to either.
No, not yet. I did see that. I did see that. I think it was you that did a clip about the whole Leah Thompson thing.
I did that for Sports Wars because it was appropriate because he had talked to one of Leah Thomas's teammates somewhere.
I saw that. I was like, what the hell? You get the psychiatrist in to talk to them about them trying to, accept it, but this is completely different. I was like, this dude's supposed to be trans, but put him in a woman's competition and just beat the crap out of him. That's basically disrespecting actual women.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I know. They want all be inclusive, but I think I think you should kind of have their own how paraplegic Olympics is like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of trans people. I think you should have that own little sports and all that, so that way
I agree. They should have their own group. Conveniently for Leah Thomas, there already is a group for that person, and it's the men's swimming.
I was gonna say it's the one I competed.
Please, I can tell you right now. Leah Thomas, when he was on the men's team, he was losing. So what did he do? He faked being a woman just so he could join the women's team and win.
He was what level 480 something, 490 something.
It was like 487th.
A mediocre college swimmer.
Yeah, mediocre.
That's the best way to describe it. Is really nothing of note. I think maybe one of the years made second team all Ivy League or something like that. Again, it's not like they're known for producing national champions or anything in Ivy League swimming. Not like some places in the Pac-12 or the SEC or even the Big Ten. But yeah, it's a joke. And anyone that's honest with themselves knows that Leah Thomas has an inherent advantage against women. That's why Leah Thomas was able to go from being a mediocre college swimmer as a man to dominating and winning a national championship. And if we can't even call that out, that's embarrassing, because anyone should be able to talk about that. That actually is standing up for women and for female sports, because it's not fair. It's not an actual competition when you have physically superior men coming in and dominating.
The same people I see
somebody in the chat saying about Caitlyn Jenner playing golf on the women's team.
Well, so I think Caitlyn Jenner can still hit a golf ball really far. That's true. What's up, Arkasul?
But she definitely can't drive a car. We know that.
But Amber Heard, if you pay attention to her.
That is true. That is
also
also
you can't drive a car.
But the same people that are saying that the Amber Heard trial damaged women's rights and set it back 40 years, they're the same people that are propping up this person, this man that wants to be a woman, saying that this is good for women's rights. This is progress. When in fact it is the exact opposite. This is the detriment to women's rights. This is the example that you should be using when you say that women are being put on the back burner again. They're being second-class citizens. This is what you should use when a man becomes a woman or thinks they're a woman, and then they just dominate in specific fields set aside for women. That is what we should be focusing on. We should just expose the hypocrisy in all of this, because to say that what happened with Amber Heard set women back, but to say what Leah Thomas is doing is progress, that is what we are fighting for. That is what we are fighting against, I should say. It ties back around to what we were talking about with Kenobi. It doesn't make any sense. This has been in the works for decades. It started with diversity, and now it is if you don't agree with the slightest thing, you're a racist, you're a misogynist, you're a transphobe, or you're just plain homophobic. And as Ruben said, we need to stand up for against this. We need to stand up for ourselves, and that's what I'm really happy about this fellowship that we have created here, because we are banding together and we are doing just that.
There you go. Well said,
Yeah.
Arkasul.
Yeah, we're in it together. That's the most important thing.
Agreed.
And just like in war, you gotta watch
Matt Walsh's "What Is a Woman," where people just refuse to identify what a woman is.
Yeah, and that's like what I was talking about, and I haven't watched it yet. I can't wait to actually sit down and watch the entire thing, but that's all it was, like simply going down and asking what is a woman, and the fact that you can't get a straight answer out of college professors, right? That you these people who are supposed experts in the field can't define what a woman is because it would be dangerous.
Or SCOTUS candidates.
Yeah,
that's crazy. The fact that Matt Walsh flew to like some random third world African country just to trigger the libs is pretty golden.
It's unfathomably based, if I do say so myself.
It's dedication right there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of weird
fucking
because those people in the third world country actually make a lot more sense than what they do over here.
Yeah, because they were like, what would you do if this person said they weren't a woman? They just fucking laughed. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're worried where our next meal is going to come from, and we're eating mud and shit. We're not going to, like, we don't care about people's gender pronouns.
Did anybody catch Ricky Gervais's new Netflix special?
Supernature?
Yeah, that was very good, because he made some of the raunchiest, like, off-color jokes that I've heard from him in like a very long time, but they're only upset about the trans jokes.
Yeah, there's actually like a huge segment that's dedicated to making fun of Christians, right? In that, but that's not the outrage, right? Where 20 years ago, that probably would have been where he heard some of the outrage from. Not anymore. Now it's just from trans and gay people that are freaking out about Ricky Gervais's jokes. Comedy is about making fun of everybody, like bottom line, and far more time was spent attacking traditional Christian values in that and making fun of it. And it was funny. It's fucking a funny routine than going after trans people or trans activists. So
Don Rickles is one of my favorite comedians, and he's Jewish, and he made fun of himself and everybody else. And yeah, he would not. I don't think he would make it in this world either.
Nope,
this
because
day and age.
Because you'd have some young punk run up there and punch him, like how they tried to punch Dave Chappelle. And I don't think a 90-year-old Don Rickles would be able to move as fast as Dave Chappelle did.
Probably not. Yeah, Dave
Or
Chappelle's
Richard
lucky.
Pryor, because Richard Pryor, he would attack you too, but I don't think he would want to attack a black man.
Dave Chappelle's lucky that guy didn't stab him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did attack a black man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's lucky he didn't get stabbed by that nutcase, to be honest. But
I'm glad he didn't get stabbed by that nutcase. I think Dave Chappelle's funny. I want him to be able to keep making comedy, keep making people laugh.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what we call a black on black crime.
That was a perfect example of that.
That's my fear. We're gonna start reliving '68, and this summer and going on to the election.
Technically, I think we all be living the '60s during the civil rights and all the other movements and all that stuff.
I'm waiting
It's
for
like-
Joe Biden to. Oh, sorry, Sub.
No, I was saying that with all the women's rights going backwards, technically it never really moved forward. It's basically still paused. It's like all these people who created all these rights, because we all know, I think it's 19th Amendment is the whole women's thing, or 18, I can't remember, but they have those rights, but they just never really did anything with it. They still want those rights, but I think they want it for themselves.
you're just saying that females don't vote? Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
No. I'm saying that, they have that right to vote and all that, but they also have the other rights too.
See, I'm glad you brought that up.
They don't want to share it with anybody else. They want it for themselves. It's just like the whole LGBT community and all the other communities out there. They want these rights for themselves and not share with anybody else.
And they want the spotlight. They want the attention. That's exactly what it is.
Pretty much, that's what I mean by diverse. That's what basically means diversity. because it's not like how we see it now, but it's pretty much what they see is completely dividing from everywhere and have their own separate ways.
It's not people that don't actually want equality, right? It's people that just want to perpetually remain the victim and the victimhood mentality. So you have to continue to pretend that you're actually being victimized by something and invent reasons that you're the victim, rather than just admitting that not everything is easy in life, not everything is fair. Like inherently, everyone has struggles to overcome. Your struggles aren't inherently sexist or racist just because they're happening to you.
Twitter.
I am glad that you brought up the 19th Amendment, because we don't really even need the 19th Amendment, specifically because I believe it's the state of Wyoming allowed the women to vote like back in the 1870s, because they fought the courts because they're like, they used the Constitution the way you're supposed to use it, and they said women are people. And so the way the Constitution was written was talking about people in general, not just men.
Yeah.
So we're going to let the women vote.
Yeah,
women when you have to say people, and when you say by people, I mean basically people who live here in the country, which also means black people and whether other nationalities that live in here too. So basically, rights have been around for a long time. We just never really accepted it until later on, due to the years as this country grew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for Joe Biden to bring back Jim Crow, because all the people on Twitter are like saying they want all these things that were in Jim Crow, but they don't know it's Jim Crow because it's not. They didn't read it. They're just like, I think we should have separate schools for blacks, and they're like, I think we should have separate schools for these people. And they're just like, I love all the stuff in Jim Crow, but let's bring up how bad Jim Crow was, and it's like,
it's gonna be
that
Jim
actually
Crow.
did happen. It's going to happen again.
I blame the education system.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Teacher. Oh yeah. Again, anything I didn't learn in school, I went and I was still curious. I basically questioned everything. I was the one. I was the rebel. Pissed everybody up in school. I said, "No, I don't believe you." And I would do research outside. So yeah, I was that kid. God. Just
real quick, I just wanted to address something. I needed to correct some disinformation that's out there. So I know that this is how you guys act, right? Even though you say, "Oh, look at all the bad DMs that Moses Ingram is getting," you have no problem with calling people racist, labeling people Nazis. I just need to correct the record, though. To Suitcase Productions, RK the Nazi, LOL, loser. I can't actually be a Nazi because I consider myself right wing. So it'd be really hard for me to be part of a national socialist party. So unfortunately, I'm not a left winger. You may be under some strange assumptions over where my politics lie, but no, I consider myself pretty right wing. Mm-hmm. So just wanted to get that correction out there.
Yeah, it's also kind of crazy because when I see all the Ryan Kinel haters out there in the chat talking shit, I was thinking, I was saying, hey, your number one fans are here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're
every stream, bro.
All they're doing when they comment, when they're a part of the chat, is they're just promoting you for free. You are living rent free in their head.
Mm-hmm.
So and Ruben, you said that you love history. I also love history, and learning about the National Socialist Party has been a hobby of mine, and learning about how they are extremely far left, and yet they have been able to twist it to where they even wanted to say that Stalin, a communist, is in the same area as the Nazis, being both far right. I'm like, no, you need to take that word and just make it left. And when you pay attention to history, you see what is on our horizons if we don't fight.
And as a student of history, the one thing that puzzled me growing up, and now the answer is in front of me, is why didn't the German people do anything? It's happening now. Why aren't we doing anything? We are doing something again, and we see the people who are still asleep, plugged into the matrix still. The normies.
Mm-hmm.
They're normies. That's basically what is a normie? It's basically a zombie who is still asleep and hasn't been woken up in the Matrix, locked in. And again, they believe all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. Here.
I would just
Everybody knows everything.
If you want to educate yourself, Suitcase Productions, just check out my man Young Rippa. Yes, Nazis are socialists. It's a great video from several years ago.
I love that video.
Yeah.
And this kind of now was a black man too saying that shit. Like, oh boy,
it's true.
If you share that on social media such as Twitter, you will be called an idiot. You will be actually idiot is putting it nicely, because I did just that when recently, like within the past couple tragedies, someone was talking about Nazis, and so I just linked to that video, and they're like, "Oh, I've heard that idiot Eric July. I was once a libertarian like you, and I listened to him all the time, but now I know he's just a grifter. I know he's just this and that." And then there was even a couple others that wanted to use racial expletives against Ripa, and I'm just like, lovely.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I think I remember one time in one of his tweets, somebody was talking about his wife also.
Yeah. People do that. People take anything that they think they can get to you with. It's pretty gross. But real quick, Sahil for £2. FNT yesterday had me in tears. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Sahil. Appreciate that. And then the Common Nerd for 2. The haters fuel the engine of a good YouTuber. It certainly seems that way. Let me refresh over on Streamlabs, make sure we didn't miss anything. I think we're good. But we've been going for almost 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to let all the fine gentlemen in chat plug what they're doing, what they've got going on with their channels or Twitch channels or Twitters or whatever they want to promote. Or in the case of some people, I know they have nothing to promote. They're just here to have fun. But we'll start with Arcasul. What do you got going on, man?
So I'm at 123 followers on Twitch, and that is mind blowing to me. So we're just having an adventure over there, playing a lot of Fortnite because that's what chat wants to watch. Because like I'll have my friends from the chat come in and play with me, and we'll mess around and have a good time. I just recently started a playthrough of BioShock 1 because I've never played it, and that game is pretty legit. I'm really liking it so far. I still have YouTube ideas, still have some ideas. Maybe it's just going to be live streams on YouTube. I don't know if I'm cut out for making actual YouTube videos, but I'll give it a shot. That's all coming down the pike. So it's been an amazing 3 months. I believe this will be the third month of me doing this streaming and talking with all of you guys and being active in this community. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun standing together with friends. Like at first it was standing together with strangers. I didn't know who any of you were, but all of you have become good friends of mine.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for representing Pride Month. Appreciate that as well. So make sure to follow Arcasul. Ruben, what do you got going on, man?
Well, it's been a rough few months for me. I've had an attack over the weekend also, and it's been getting worse and worse. So I've been feeling bad. June for me is actually not Pride Month. It's actually Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month. That's the condition I have, and I put a link in the private chat. You can send it out there. Myasthenia Gravis is a condition I have. It's an autoimmune condition for my muscles are very weak, and it's now affecting my heart. And I'm trying to fight it back every single day. So I'm continuing to do that. So prayers are asked for right now during this time because it's getting rough. But I'm not going to stop fighting for the truth and what we're doing here. I see everybody here, all your videos, your posts keep me happy and keep me pushing. And I just feel more alive now and more motivated to get the job out there to do it. I'm in technology myself, so I'm going to be helping everybody out regarding, what computers you need to buy, things like that. Call me, ask me. I'm here for helping, anything to help content, interviews, and all that stuff. So just keep on doing the good work. Know that we are making a difference, and I'm going to continue the same on my end. Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother. Hey, keep up the good fight. For you guys that don't know, Ruben is very dedicated to exactly what he says, continuing to fight, not letting what he's got going on medically prevent him from doing the things that he wants to do. And he's pretty inspirational if you ever met the guy in real life. So shout out to Ruben. Make sure you guys follow him. Patty, I know you got nothing to promote, but do you want to say anything?
Oh, I just want to say a great big thank you to you and all the guys here on the panel and everyone in chat for being a part of this. And congratulations to you for an FNT for the 200.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, 200 is a long fucking time, especially when you, because one a week, that's nearly 4 years. We have seen these online communities. There's some splintering off. There's some things that happen. That's pretty normal in an online community. So for FNT to go 4 years with really no signs of slowing down it's a testament to like a true friendship as opposed to just people doing stuff online, which is really cool to see. But thank you, Patty. I appreciate it, man. And I'm glad you're able to finally get StreamYard to work today.
Me too.
Flaccid Phoenix, my man. What do you got going on?
Hey, thanks for having me on. I'm glad I could bring Big Mike's face to this panel as well. I'm honored. Yeah, you can just go over to my channel, Flaccid Phoenix. You just search it on YouTube. Me and my co-host, we rant, riff, and like review geek and nerdy stuff. We basically just have like locker room talk about that kind of stuff. Our motto is bringing the post-nut clarity on all things pop culture, and we are going to be covering all of Obi-Wan, and then I think we're going to cover The Boys doing reviews. But when we're not doing that, we like to have fun. So I think my best performing video, I think it's like approaching 7,000 views, is me and my buddy, we smash or pass the whole Jedi Council. It's a really good video. If you haven't checked it out, just, you don't have to subscribe, but watch that video. It's pretty fun. And also, between these two streams I was on RK Outpost Live, I'm actually now working for Chris Gore, doing his thumbnails and helping him produce on live streams over at Film Threat. So
nice.
Go ahead, go over there and subscribe, where Chris Gore and Alan Ing, they do live streams, and they're going to be doing, he talked about it, and we talked about it behind the scenes too, that he's going to be doing a trial, like the people versus Lucasfilm. And he's going to put Lucasfilm on trial for like the murder of this franchise. So something coming down the works that hopefully comes to fruition. But thanks again for having me on, Ryan.
Oh, I got to see that.
Oh yeah, man, that sounds awesome.
Exactly.
The first time on the stream, Mazit Wizard. Where do you do anything? Can people find you? Just want people to follow your Twitter? What do you got going on?
I do have a Twitch channel. I play mostly horror video games. I've been deep into Dead by Daylight lately. I'm gonna be streaming. It's the Quarry. I just downloaded the Quarry last night, so I'm gonna be playing that tonight. It's kind of like Until Dawn. I think somebody mentioned that game because it had Hayden Panettiere in it.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a Choose Your Own Adventure. So we'll be playing that tonight on Twitch. Otherwise, I'm about to get ready and go catch my second viewing of Top Gun in the theaters because that movie is amazing.
Hell yeah.
Otherwise, I don't have anything else. It was great to be here. It was great to have these great conversations with a bunch of nerds like me, because it's hard to get nerds like me in a group in real life together. So you got to get them online.
And
it's great being here.
Whatever way works, man, and it's good to have you here. Glad we could see you and meet you. And I think Steph, just put your Twitch channel there in the chat. So again, make sure as Steph's throwing these links out there that you guys follow and subscribe to these guys. Biggles, the man Biggles Mets.
Hi, I'm Biggles. Yeah, so I stream on Twitch, and we've been playing a lot of the Evil Dead game. It's freaking awesome. Shame Arcasul into playing that and get off Fortnite. I bought it for him so he would play with me, and he's just like, I'm playing Fortnite. So shame Arcasul. Everybody, I need you to shame Arcasul.
Every time I'm like, I'm ready to play this game, it's like you have a packed lobby. I'm like, I'll just be in the chat watching.
Hey, you tell me,
because it's good entertainment.
I will kick someone out, okay? And then I also have a YouTube channel where I've been doing Evil Dead content. But my best video is me ranting about Apple TV on baseball. It's about to hit 2K views, and I'm no longer ratioed. So if you like rants about baseball and if you like video games, come hang out on any of my Twitch streams or YouTube.
Hell
I can
yeah.
I can make that video ratio real big if you want me to.
You want to what? You want to ratio my video sub?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get a few people that I know that can ratio your video for you, if it makes you happy.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I worked really hard to get it unratioed.
I know. It's a great video, by the way.
Well, speaking of that, Subhuman, what do you got going on?
Not a whole lot. Like I said, a couple months have been kind of rough, but I'm going to start getting back into things. But I am on YouTube. It's active. I'm mostly just doing live streams, so I'm going to start trying to do maybe like a live stream for like maybe once a week or something like that if I got free time. It'll probably be like an hour or so, just to kind of build up my followings and all that. And then of course you can follow me on Twitter. I talk a lot of weird shit on it. And I post a lot of crazy stuff. I posted a tweet yesterday about me bypassing all the wait stations. I usually just post funny stuff, and then I'll just say my opinions out there to see who all hates me out there. That's about it. And congrats on the 200 episodes of FNT Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sub. Appreciate that, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, someone who likely has nothing to promote, Ubuntu.
No, just the faceless stoner in the crowd. However, since Arcosul opened the door and brought up BioShock, I do want to say that Blender, the animation program, was actually developed as a porn industry development because so many people wanted porn of the main female from BioShock Infinite in HD quality. And so some autist on the internet made Blender. There you go.
Hey,
That's what happens.
People
like
will
Blender.
invent anything and revolutionize anything to jerk off.
That's how it happens.
Yeah,
Technology.
That's
it'll
why we
happen.
have Blu-ray instead of HD DVD.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah, it's because
Yep.
the porn industry picked Blu-ray. Yep.
I own a HD DVD of like the Bourne Ultimatum or the Bourne Supremacy, one of the Bourne movies that came with my laptop that I bought that had HD. It had an HD DVD driver in it, and I bought that thinking that HD DVDs would win. They did not, and I think that's why I eventually had to get a PlayStation 3. So, but yeah, it's crazy. That seems like a very long time ago.
They have with Betamax and VHS.
Sprucey Bob in the chat whacked off a few times to BioShock lady.
I did have a super chat that I missed earlier. This is from Rabid1 for $5. Speaking of off-color jokes, this is a very off-color joke. School shooting jokes are like the victims; they never get old. Thank you for the super chat, Rabid1. That is indeed an off-color joke.
Well, it doesn't make it any less funny.
Yeah, but thank you. Thank everybody here on the panel for joining me. I really appreciate them taking time out of their day and joining me on a Saturday. Usually I kind of have some late notice sometimes on these. I'll be like the day before or 6 hours before. Hey, I'm probably going to go live this time. So thanks to the guys that came here. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. Again,
Geeks and Gamers is live right now too. It looks like they're playing Mario Kart.
Fuck.
Geeks and Gamers Play.
On Geeks and Gamers Play. Okay, there you go. So if you're looking for some entertainment after this, go to Geeks and Gamers Play. I don't think I have the raid functionality set up on this channel yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've also heard there. I think I was on Sporking News podcast. Somebody gifted me a membership.
Yep.
On YouTube.
Yeah, they're rolling that out and like across the site. I think it's reached a lot of creators at this point because I was able to do it on Quarter Black stream.
Yeah, I'm not able to do it yet, but like I said, I think Eric K gets me a membership for his channel. So I'm a member on Sports Channel and all that. But I'm all right with it.
Well, there you go. I don't know about that. I shouldn't say that. I don't think I have it yet. I need to figure out what I need to do.
I think it's just a test run. I think they're just probably starting with like smaller channels with that don't have a whole lot of memberships. So they probably just start off small. They're working their way up to the big people or something like that. I don't know. Or unless they're just picking around.
Probably. But again, thank you to everybody. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. Thank you to you guys in the chat. I just pinned the Geeks and Gamers live stream on Geeks and Gamers Play. So go check that out. And we will see you here about a month from now, same time. Well, I don't know about the same time, but definitely the same place on a Saturday. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you later. Peace.